Hey y'all, it's Chris from 8 Bells Watch Company. Hope you're doing well. Got the fan on. It's hot as hell in here in Southern California. Hope you're staying cool. It's been a while. I apologize. Life, stuff going on, blah, blah, blah. Can't figure out TikTok now. I used to be able to make my head smaller, so it's not my big fat head, and this background image used to be smaller, but getting back into it, I actually had somebody reach out to Instagram, said they had seen me on TikTok, so I have to get back to regular posting. I owe Sam something, I owe Vince something. There's a bunch of people out there that I communicate with regularly that I need to say hi to and reconnect with. That said, for those of you who don't know me, again, I'm Chris with 8 Bells Watch Company. I'm a Navy veteran, and my side hustle for now is going to be watch dealing. I'm trying to build a watch dealing business so that I can save up money to get my favorite watches. I'm a watch fan first, watch enthusiast first. I love everything watches, and I'm trying to build up a collection that is worthy of watch talk. I know I've tried to document as much as possible about things I've learned, tidbits. I'm not going to gatekeep. I'm trying to keep everything safe. One of the questions I have for the community, though, is based on I shouldn't say who, but what platforms are you on that are specific to watches? There's several of them out there, and a lot of them have like marketplaces. And of course, if you get the average free subscription, you can participate and maybe post one or two watches to sell. But then if you subscribe and you become a verified seller, you can post 20 watches or whatever. So before I lay out all this cash and subscription money, I'm trying to figure out which platforms does the community use, if any. So again, I'm TikTok challenged, probably because I'm too old. I don't meet the age minimum or maximum. But here's some of the platforms I use. Like eBay, obviously easy, free listing. The thing with eBay, though, the fees are astronomical. I mean, here's a little bit of advice. If you see something you like on eBay, look for that seller on the internet. Guaranteed they have a website or Insta account where you can message them directly and ask them and probably have a better price for the watch that you're seeing there. Every watch that I've seen on here and I try to put on here is inflated because of the fees that eBay charges. The other one is here on Reddit. It's the Watch Exchange. There's a couple of them, but Watch Exchange I think is the most popular one. That's free too for anyone to post. But people get scared because it's like you have to almost know coding to some extent. There's like a language, there's rules, there's things you have to follow. Pictures. It's not that difficult. YouTube's your friend when you're trying to learn to use on Reddit. But as a buyer, has anyone purchased from Reddit? I have. I bought from both eBay and Reddit. Here in the corner is Watch Charts. Watch Charts is actually a great tool. I don't know if I told everybody, but in my real world life, I'm a financial analyst for an insurance company. So I'm in spreadsheets all day long and data, and I love data. I know it sounds sick, but Watch Charts is like that. It's basically all the data, but they limit you. So you can check what the market rate of a watch is there, but it cuts you off unless you subscribe. But you can they also have a marketplace. So I'm wondering if anybody has bought from there. I've bought from Reddit. I bought from eBay. I haven't bought from Watch Charts. That's what that emblem is. And I was wondering if anybody uses that. Trying to get it out of the way. Chrono24. I know that a lot of people have talked about Chrono24 just as a tool to look at prices. Again, the fees with Chrono24 and the amount that's charged extra on Chrono24 is a lot. So again, same with eBay. If it's on Chrono24 and they're a big dealer, not a private seller, guaranteed they have a website that you can find that watch, and it's probably cheaper. Not always, but probably. And if not, you can always negotiate off of these two platforms. Away from those two platforms, because they monitor the language and the messages that go back and forth between you as a buyer and the dealers on those two apps. Watch Crunch is a new one. You might follow a couple of people on TikTok that sell exclusively on Watch Crunch. They have a private seller's room. I have an account on all these, by the way, at 8 Bells Watch Co. But I don't see a lot of activity here. I see, and they're from all over the world. great like social media platform for like talking about watches and doing stuff like posting pictures and doing that kind of stuff and getting into discussions. But I haven't really seen this as like a sales platform. No fees, free, but I haven't seen it. And again, if you become a registered or subscriber merchant on that site, they verify you. There's like, they give you a shield and all that kind of stuff. Does that mean anything to you as a community? Because if it does, then maybe I'll choose that one. This other one Ben talks a lot about, it's Bezel. That one I don't think is really that. This is an aggregator. Bezel is what I would call an aggregator of all kinds of listings, and it's kind of watch charts too. But Bezel basically buys the watch for you on your behalf from the dealer. You'll see that the pictures on Bezel are the same that are the dealers or on eBay or on Chrono or even on Reddit, and they basically buy it, authenticate it for you, and then send it to you. So that's kind of the service that they do. There's not a lot of fees there, but it's kind of a cumbersome process. Now I'm really getting low. It's all forehead. This is Craft and Tailor. They're kind of like a unique brand here in LA. They do a lot of vintage stuff. Same with Pushers. I don't know Mike Nouveau that well or at all, and I'm not as cool as the friends that he has. So I'm probably not going to get asked to be invited to be on Pushers. You have to be invited by them, I think, or because there's no application process to be on there. And again, mainly these two are vintage watches, and I don't do a lot of vintage stuff. And then the most popular one over here is like Joma Shop. Sorry again for the individuals, I'm TikTok impaired right now. But Joma Shop has a lot. They have new and used. Again, there's fees associated, so if I post something on there, there's going to be a fee associated with that. But again, does that matter? Do you feel like if you see a listing here in one of these other platforms, but go to like a personal website or the dealer's website, does that make a difference? And then you would buy there from direct, or do you like the assurances of like from eBay or from Chrono24 or Bezel that you get or can pay for, because eBay charges for it. Some is included. Chrono24 charges for it, and that's included, or sometimes it's included. Just depends on who you buy from. The one thing I'll say about the authenticity guarantees from both of these, Chrono24 and eBay is very fast. eBay has a company, I think it's in Illinois or Ohio, one of those two places. I've shipped so many times I can't remember. I think it's Illinois. But Chronos24, this is a German company. Theirs is in New York. It takes a long time. So you'll ship the watch. I'll ship the watch as a dealer to them, just like at eBay. They'll go through their authentication process, and then that can take like a week or two. And then they ship the watch. Once it's certified, they'll send it to whoever bought the watch. So it takes a long time. eBay's a lot quicker. Usually takes about a week. Anyway, I would love to hear your feedback. This is my latest watch I have up. It's a Tudor Black Bay 54, 37 millimeter, 2025 card, box papers, everything. Great condition. The person didn't like it. For me, being a part of the big risk regiment, it's a little big. But anyway, do any of those platforms mean anything to you? Do you buy from there? Do you strictly go through websites or big brand stores, or do you go through dealers? I'd really like to know, so that way I can start putting or subscribing to some of these platforms to see if it makes sense. Thank you again for your support. I appreciate the likes and the shares. If you see anything on my website that you like, please reach out to me. It's, the price is always negotiable. I do trades. I do buy. If you have something to sell, I'll buy it. And I appreciate your support. Thanks again. Talk to you again later. Bye.